Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to have some fun tonight. We're going to get everything set up and get ready to go. But those of you watching the replay, this is going to be done live. We are going to work on a mermaid tonight. This is going to always be a mermaid. I think this is going to be super, super cool. So we're going to give everybody a few minutes to pop onto the live. So hang tight with me. We'll probably be here for a little while tonight because I'm going to use some different colors and try some different things. It's been a while since I've done one of these. All right, so give me a few minutes just to get everything going. Make sure you say hello when you pop on so I know that you're here. And make sure you give it a share for me. You can share it on your timeline, which is helpful for views to show everybody about this stuff. So super excited to do this mermaid. Now this mermaid is actually going to be featured. I am doing a local winery event coming up in April. And so, oops, hang on. My niece is trying to set the camera over there. I'm doing a local winery event coming up in April, and this is going to be one of the options. So if you're local to the Richmond area, you're going to be able to do one of these. So make sure you follow my page for more info on that. I'm going to be at James River Cellars on April 11th. So I'm excited about that. All right, let me share this, and we're going to get going here in just a minute. Let's see. Share to group. Let's see. Okay. Checking with Bridget. And then I'm going to post on my timeline. What are you doing?
I'm waiting until you set that one up.
Oh, it's almost done. Share. Hey, Lisa. I'm going to share on my timeline. Okay. All right, so we are rolling. We are live and ready to go. All right, so tonight we're going to work on this mermaid. Super excited. This is one of our new ones that came out in our spring catalog. This is our B-size transfer. It's called Be a Mermaid. All right, and this is going to be on our white. This is a 9x12 Grayson style frame. Okay, these are currently not available. We should be getting them back in stock within the next week or two. But this is a Chalk Couture frame, which I absolutely love. It's already prepared, ready to go for you. You can also, here's a tip. This is a tip that I learned. See the back right here? That's where you hang it, okay? You've got your hangers right here. It's only on two sides. So when you put your transfer on, oops, sorry, we had a little mishap. Sorry. My niece is helping. You guys went flat first. When you put your transfer on, make sure that you have it the right way or you're going to end up with one of my creations up there. See, it's hanging upside down. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. And I left it upside down. Now, if you were to do that on your own, you could just take and erase it and start over. But I kind of like it because it says, excuse the mess, children are making memories, and kids tend to turn your life upside down, right? So I think it's kind of appropriate. Anyway, so here's our mermaid, and we're going to make sure that we put it the right way. So this is brand new, all right? Hey, we got more people joining us. Make sure you say hello. All right, when you pop on so I can say hi. Lisa says, hey, girl, hey. All right, let's move that, honey. My niece is trying to film with hers. All right, so if I can get it out of here. All right, so what do we do with the brand? Oh, they smell good. What do we do with the brand new transfer? We got to fuzz it, right? You do not want to use it straight out of the box like this because you will bend it and stretch it. It's really important because you're going to want to reuse this one. You can do so much with this. T-shirts, you can make bags. We sell ink. Did you know that? We sell ink. It's pretty cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I have no nails. So I'm going to peel this transfer and get it ready to go. Hey, Elizabeth, thanks for tuning in. All right, so I am pulling it off of the back. All right, and you can I'll give you a close-up so maybe you can see a little better the silk screen that we use for these. These are silk screens. If you can go up close, you see how it's got the little things in there? So your ink's your ink and paste is gonna go through there. Hey, Christy, happy belated birthday. Yes, you too. Me and Christy are birthday twins. We both turned 29 again. Can you believe it? All right, so you see how this is sticking to everything? All right, so I have just a dish towel over here. So what I'm doing, and I'll show you guys, is I am literally putting it on the dish towel and I'm getting a little bit of fuzz on there, and it's gonna make it not so sticky, okay? Because if it's too sticky, when you try to pull it off of your chalkboard, it's gonna not bend, but it's gonna stretch, and you don't want to stretch. This is still a little sticky, so I'm gonna do it a second time. So what I'm doing is I'm just picking up some of the particles that are on the back here. And this is a one size, like, kind of big one. So there's not a lot of little pieces. So you want to make sure you get it really, really good. All right? This mermaid is going to be cool. I'm a little, like, it's a little overwhelming, like, trying to figure out the different colors and what we're going to do. So we're going to play with this one because I'm going to be teaching a class on how to do this mermaid at one of our local wineries coming up in April. So this will be my first trial run with it. I mean, I know how to do it, but I want to give some different ideas. Okay. All right. So I got it pretty sticky. So I'm going to move my little thing out of the way here. Now, remember what I said, make sure when you go to put your design on that you have this the right way, or you're going to end up with it upside down on your wall. And you want to make sure that you line it up. So I am going to put it in my frame. It's already kind of sticky. See how it's really sticking onto here? So it's kind of like you don't want to lose too much stick because you want to use it again, but you also want to make sure that it's straight. I probably need to fuzz it one more time. Give me another towel down there, sweetheart. I'm going to fuzz this one more time. It's a little bit too sticky, and I don't want to take any chances. Let's try this one. See if this one's any better. Now, we do sell fuzzing rags, but we are currently out of them. I don't have any yet. We just ended up getting them. Let's see if this is any better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now it's not as sticky. So we've got a little mobility with it. So you can see I can kind of move it. So you want to make sure that it's straight. This is really important, and that it's centered. You can use, we have some tape that you can use if you really want to get crazy with it. I'm just kind of, all my stuff tends to be lopsided because I'm just lopsided anyway. They are what we call at our house Bridget Originals. This is pretty straight. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing it down and I'm making sure that we are getting all of the bubbles. You don't want any air bubbles. You want it completely flat. If you have air bubbles, your ink is going to go up underneath and you're not going to get that fine detail. Okay? So I'm just smoothing it over. This is going to be really pretty. I'm just going to make sure that it's straight. I think it's pretty good. This is what she's going to look like. Okay? I think it looks pretty good. So we are working with a larger size transfer. So you want to, when you're working with something that's all in one piece like this, you want to do it in bits and pieces. You don't want to do the whole thing and then pull it up because your chalk paste is going to dry. And if it dries and you pull it up, you'll start to get the cracking. So we're going to do a little bit at a time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with her hair. Now I thought about doing gold, but I want my colors to go together. Hey, Christy. Thank God Christy's here. Christy gives me good ideas too, Christy Dupree. All right, I think I'm going to do buttermilk for her hair. I thought that would be pretty. So I have my buttermilk paste all ready to go. So I'm going to open it. It's been a little while since I've done anything because I've been out of town. So whenever you open your paste, you want to make sure that you stir it. These are our new stir sticks, which I love. So I am just going to mix. And you want to make sure that it's a nice consistency. You don't want it to be too thick. All right. And the hair kind of has some detail to it. So I'm going to have to make sure that I don't get the yellow on the face. I mean, you can do whatever you want with this. If you just want to splot one color and do the whole thing, you certainly can. But I'm trying to be a little bit more creative. So see the swirls in the hair? I don't know how well you guys can see that. See, here's her face. All right, so I need to make sure that I don't get her face yellow. I just want to do the hair. So I'm going to do the hair first. And I am going to use a smaller squeegee for this. I don't want to use a huge one because of the details. All right, so I have some that are already cut up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit and I'm going to dab it on here. And I'm just going to start spreading it around. Hopefully you guys can see. Let me back it up. Can y'all see what I'm doing? So I dabbed it on here. And I am just going to... You know what? I thought about doing like an ombre hair for her. I thought that would be really pretty. So, how are you guys doing tonight? Anybody have plans for the weekend? Make sure you guys say hi when you're here. And please share it on your timeline. Hey, Tammy, how are you? All right, so we are just doing hair right now. Hair on our mermaid. She's going to be blonde. There's so many different things you could do with this mermaid. So I've been like, the past 2 days, I've been wanting to do this. And I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do my mermaid? I want it to look good. But if it doesn't, it's a chalk couture backing. So I can clean it off and start over if I don't like it. But some of you guys are like so talented with this stuff. It blows me away. Like I see some of the stuff that people have created and I'm like, oh my goodness. Tammy said, hey girl. I'm going out later, Tammy. I've been working part-time, doing some other stuff while I'm continuing to build my business. Which is part of the reason I haven't been live as much as I would like to. But things are going well. Those of you that have been following my journey, the business is going really well. Absolutely love it, but it takes time to build. Any kind of business like this takes a little time. It's not something that's overnight. So I do appreciate everybody's support. You guys have been great. All of my customers and my followers have been amazing. So I am just going in and I'm being really careful here because I don't want to get the yellow on her face. And so you have to be careful not to hit the arm too. I mean, it's not a big deal. You can always go in and clean it back up, but because I'm going to do her face and her skin white. This one is a little more detailed than some of the other ones that I've done. Tammy, I went out today for the first time in a long time, loving the new Surge. Yeah, I haven't even done that in forever. I need to. I haven't been on Voxer either. Let's see. So I am still going with the yellow. I'm just being extra careful. And it's probably starting to dry up here. So I'm spreading it around. Because remember, I don't want any cracking when I go to take this off. So you kind of have to be quick. I'm just making sure that I'm filling it in good because once I pull it up, that's it. Here comes my niece, I think, or somebody. I'm going to have to ask her to get my little water bottle. Things go missing when there's kids in the house. Did y'all know that? Hey, Tammy said, how did Charlottesville go? The event was okay. It didn't have a lot of traffic, but I did get one party booked, which we are having next weekend. So I'm super excited about that. She's doing a chalk night at her house. So I'm really looking forward to that. And she's also interested in joining. So we might have a new team member. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm getting in close to the edges to make sure that I've got the definition on the hairlines, right? Oh, the kids are out there. Do you hear them? Sometimes I wait till they go to bed. Can you go find me that water bottle, honey? That little water bottle you had of mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this looks pretty good. So I am going to pull the excess off. And just making sure one more time that I have. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. And then I'm going to put it back down. But I just don't want any cracking. So when you pull up, you want to make sure that you're not just pulling from one side. That you're putting even pressure on it. Okay. See how it's starting to pull? So I got probably a little more needs to be done up here. I noticed some was not clean lines up here, so I'm going to go ahead and dab a little more. And that is because it started to dry. Right? So what I'm doing is I'm just getting it wet again, going back over it, and then I'm going to pull it back up again. All right, ready? Here we go. I still got a little bit over there that I need to fix up in that one corner, but I can fix it. Thank you. Okay. Now we can always go back in with a brush and fix this part later. But it's because the paint has started to dry in. Within the silk screen. And so I just wet it a little bit to push that paint on through.
Would that smush it if you went over it with some more? Like smear it?
No. Okay. So I am going to lay this back down. The hair looks good. I'm happy with the hair. So I am going to lay this back down like I had it. Because I'm going to do her face and do her skin. So I don't need to put the hair exactly where it was. But just so this part is down. All right, so now I am going to do her skin white. Let's see. For what?
She did her lips.
Oh, no, her lips are already colored in.
Oh.
So, I'm just dabbing a little bit in here. So I am just mixing this. Honey, come on. There we go. All right. I gotta mix the paste up again. So it's cold down here, so this paste will get a little harder. All I'm doing is I'm mixing it up, adding a little bit of water. And we're getting it back to that consistency, like the yogurt. All right, so that looks pretty good. So let's go in and do the skin. And I'm using a small squeegee for this one. Now, I've seen a lot of creations with this where they have done like the face and all the stuff the same color. I thought this would also be a cool one to do with the hot mess. I think that's what it's called, hot mess method, where you just take all the colors and you swirl them in and you get all these random colors, which turn out to be really pretty. That's what I did with the Children Are Making Memories one. And I'll have to do another demo because I don't even think I recorded that one when I did it. So I'm going to do another one of those, and maybe I'll do it just on a regular canvas just to show you guys how to do it. But this one I want to be a little more permanent because if this one turns out good, we're going to use this for display at our winery. And if I don't like the way it turns out, I'll just redo it. That's the beauty of this. All right, so I am just going in and doing her skin. I have a peach color. I probably could have used the peach for the skin, but I like the white on the black. Oh, there we go. Move the camera pointing down. Is that better? Can you guys see it better? Okay. Sorry. Thanks, Lisa. We had to readjust. We had a little technical problems. Okay. So I'm just going over the skin right now. I am going to make her bra a different color. So I want to do that a coral color. So I have to be careful not to get the white on the bra part. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's coming really close to the hair. So when you're doing these different colors, you got to really get up in there. This is probably the most detailed one that I've done live. Actually, I did, I think I did my Sugar Skull live. I'm not sure. Yeah, I did the Sugar Skull live. That one was pretty detailed. A lot of times I just do like the quick ones, but I like for you guys to have lots of stuff to look at so you can see. And I'll also upload this to my YouTube channel as well because I have a lot of followers over there. And you'll have it to reference or some inspiration for your own mermaid designs. I think that's the hardest part, is just, you know, figuring out what colors and what you want to do. Because like I said, I am not the most creative person. Like, I can copy what somebody else did, but coming up with stuff on my own is just like that's a struggle for me. So, but that doesn't mean I can't do the business, right? Because you guys watch me do this all the time. All right, so we are still going on the white part and getting her skin done. And now I got to do her torso. And then I'm going to go back in with the coral in the center and make her bra. You can also use Q-tips on these if you need to get, like, correct something. Like if you pull it up and you're like, oh my gosh, or you need to straighten out some lines, you can go back in with a brush and kind of clean it up and get it straight, which I've done that before too. But remember, it's art, and nothing has to be perfect, right? You don't have to have these perfect. I always, like I said, I call mine Bridget Originals because that's what they are. I love the imperfections. Some of these people do these like perfect every time. I know some of y'all do too. But I don't, and that's okay because I like it. It's fun and it's therapeutic. It's like adult coloring. That's like a real thing now. So I am just going in, making sure that I've got the ends real good so I can get some crisp lines on her body. All right. I can see where I missed a spot up here. I'm going to pull up a little bit on her head because that's starting to dry. I can see it. And I can see where I need a little bit more white. There, okay. Now I'm gonna go in, pull this back up. She's looking pretty, y'all. Pretty, pretty. All right, so let's go back in and do her bra. We're gonna do that coral. Because I want her to have some color. Make her pop a little bit. It's the open coral, yeah. See, she's coming along. I might get the coral open. Oh boy. She has been flipped, so I need to mix this. My coral has been upside down because I haven't used it in like a month, so we're going to re-wet it. Or what we could do for the sake of time is, well, actually it's going back in. So it's like hardened because it got flipped upside down. So all I'm doing is I'm re-wetting it. This is water, actually. I'm just spraying it, and I'm just going to spray and mix. And it's water soluble, so it's going to go right back in to where it needs to be. That's the nice thing about these. If you order the large colors, you know, like if you're just getting started and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't need all that coral. I mean, you can reuse this stuff over and over and over. So what I'm doing is I'm mashing it back in. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I see more people popping on. Make sure you say hello. Let me know that you're here. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm mashing and I'm mixing, and it is actually going back into that yogurt consistency state. I'm just adding a little bit of water at a time because I don't want it to get too runny. All right. Sorry for the movement because I'm doing it on the table. I probably should have done this before we got going with this, but it's not a big deal. I like to go live because I want you guys to see. Like, I hardly do anything behind the scenes, like, to get ready for this stuff. So I'm trying to be as realistic as I can when you're doing a project. And if we encounter any issues along the way, how to fix them, right? That's what we do. So we are mixing. It's kind of like cooking. Like, mix. Swirl. So I don't need a whole lot. So I've got a pretty good amount that's back into the right consistency. So I'm just going to go with it because we're not using a whole lot of it today. All right, so I've got another small squeegee. And I am just taking a little bit of this coral color. And I am going to dab it right on her bikini top. You guys still see what I'm doing? And I think I'm going to use some coral on the words too. But right now I want to get this top done so I can pull this up and get her torso finished before it dries. So you kind of have to piece these larger ones together. All right, so here we go. Oh, she's coming along nicely. She needs a little more work on her tummy with the white. So we're going to go back down. This is what I like. If you find that there's a little spot, you're like, oh, I need some more there. Then we just go back over to our white. And we can just clean it back up. Let's see how she's looking now. So we can go back in with a little brush and cover that up. There we go. All right, so our mermaid is looking very pretty. We're gonna dip this back down and we are gonna start on the words. Okay.
I think you got a little white on the raw part.
That's all right. We can fix it. All right, so what color are we gonna do our words? So I was gonna do like a coral and a teal ombre. I thought that would be pretty. Hey Lisa, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I haven't used these in it's been almost probably a month because I've been out of town. So this is gonna need a little bit more. The mermaid's gonna be really pretty when we're done. And I need to order some more coral or some more of this coral. All right, so I'm gonna do an ombre real quick on the lettering. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm doing that. So I'm gonna use my coral and I'm gonna use my teal. So if you guys can see what I'm gonna do like half and half through each word. And I'll show you what I mean. You wanna leave a little bit of space, all right? So I'm gonna do maybe this part. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you can just kind of smudge it through like this, because this is what's going to give it character. So I've just kind of globbed my teal on some of the words, if you guys can see that. And I'm going to go back in with the coral and I'm going to glob it, but I'm going to leave a little space in between each one. That's how I'm going to mix it together. So, oops, I got a little chunk on there. So I'm going to leave just enough space that I can blend it with my fingers. You don't want to have too much on there. I'm just dabbing my coral in. And you want to have enough on there so you can spread it through. So this isn't where you want it super thin. And I'm doing it quickly because remember, we need it to be wet so we can smear it. And this is where your fingers are going to get kind of dirty. Right? So I think that's pretty good. If not, we can add some more, but real quick so you can see what I've done. See, there's a little gap. So now I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm just gonna start smearing it and smashing it in. And this is how we're gonna get that like ombre effect. Sorry for the shaky camera because you guys are on my table. All right, and so I'm just gonna make sure that I'm jamming it. Oh, this is gonna be pretty, y'all. Sorry for the shaky. All right, so what I've done is I've kind of smushed it in. I'm just making sure that I haven't missed anything. See? Now see that? All right, now I'm gonna pull it up quick because I want to I don't want it to dry. And then we're going to put it back down and we're going to work on the body of our mermaid. And I can see a little bit of imperfections in some of this, and we can always go back in and fix it when we're done. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's really, can you guys see that? Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, let's go back in and finish our mermaid. So I am just putting it back down again, making sure that we're smooth because we need to be able to get the detail here. All right, and let me wipe my fingers off. Yeah, thanks. So I got water over here. Okay. We had another earthquake. All right. Let's go back in. Now I'm going to do the body of the mermaid. So this is where I've been struggling. I'm like, what color? So I think I want to use this blue. This is called Forget Me Not. This is new. I just like it. I think it's really pretty. So what I was going to do is do a little blue and a little coral. This is brand new. So I'm opening this paste for the first time. Maybe. So this is a brand new one. So when you get a new one and you open it up, you might get, it might be a little hard. There might be some separation of the dye. Okay. That's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with it. All you're going to do is mix it. You're just going to mix it. So I'm going to use the other end of this. You might have to use a little bit of water. This is nice and soft and gooey, actually. See the consistency? This is going to be so pretty. I think I want to use a little bit of coral. How about that? Let's do that. I got an idea. All right, so I'm mixing this up. Maybe we could do a little ombre in the middle of her belly, right? Because don't we all have a little ombre in the middle of our belly, ladies? You moms out there. She's got stretch marks on her too. All right, let's try this. I got an idea. I'm excited. All right, so we got it mixed. We're ready to go. Use a little, I don't have any more half-size ones. That's all right. Do we have any half-size ones laying around? No.
I can wash that for you.
Actually, wait. We got these. Oh, we got these little mini ones. Yeah, the blue is really pretty. So we got these little mini ones now, these little mini squeegees that we can use. So we're going to use this. So I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put coral in the middle. This is my idea. I'm going to put some coral in the middle, do the outside with blue, and ombre swirl in the center. I think that'll be pretty. All right, ready? We need to add a little bit more water to our coral. I have a brand new coral. I just didn't open it yet. I love coral. Coral, I used the daylights out of this one. This was like one of the first ones that I got. All right, so let's do a little coral in the center of her tummy. Oopsie. I'm just making a mess. And then we're going to do the rest of her in blue. Maybe do a little bit down here. And then we'll do the rest blue. I think it's going to be pretty. I'm excited. See, my creative juices start flowing once I get going, but it takes me a little while. Now again, we have to be careful with this because it's already, we got to go kind of fast, but we also have to make sure that we're getting our edges really well. And it's kind of close to some of the detail that we've already done. Like right now I'm up on the white by the torso. So I am just making sure that I'm getting it because we want to have those crisp lines. If you go over a little, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Remember, these are our original creations. They don't have to be perfect. That's what makes them so cool, is you're doing this yourself. So I am just digging in the blue. Trying to go pretty quickly with it because we want to make sure that it doesn't dry, because remember, we want to swirl it. Is there a gold color you could do little flecks in her tail? Yes, we do have a gold color, Christy. I'm glad you asked that. We could. I just don't have it open yet. But yeah, we could absolutely put gold. And we have a silver too, which is really pretty. I just got the gold too. I haven't even opened it yet. So I am just kind of working quickly here, getting this blue. Also want to do these bubbles blue that are down here. So, and I got to do the bubbles up here too. So they don't have to be perfectly aligned. Just give it a pop of color. Okay, so I think it's looking pretty good. Now I gotta go in and ombre. Remember how we're gonna just smash and smear? It's like kids finger painting. All right, ready? Let's do it. I'm just smearing. Sorry for the shakes, y'all. I think that's pretty good. I'm just making sure that it's... Oh, that's gonna be pretty. Okay, ready? Let's pull it up and see. See what our final mermaid looks like. Now there's a couple little things I'm gonna go back in and fix. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. Ooh, she's pretty. Oh, okay. Hold on, I'll show you the finished product. So this is gonna go in some water. Okay, so we're gonna clean our transfer. And it's rolling a little bit, so it was probably still a little sticky. Okay, ready? I gotta wipe my fingers off. Hold on, y'all, or we're gonna have this all over. Always keep some little baby wipes. She's really pretty. I'm gonna show you how to fix the little blips that I did. But other than that, I think she turned out beautiful. There we go. Isn't she beautiful? I love this. Like, oh my gosh. I think she turned out really, really nice. So you'll notice there's a couple imperfections. We can go back in and smooth it out. So I'm going to show you guys what you need to do to fix it. And this is why you want to make sure your fingers are clean, because now I'm getting it on my frame. So we have these little things. Where did I get them? I got them at Target. They're called Precise. I mean, you can get these anywhere, but they're Q-tips, and they have the little. They look like little spears. So in order to clean up, like if you want to get any lines, or maybe you went outside the lines, or you want to fill something in, all you got to do is do a little dab of water. Okay, and we can go in and we can clean up these lines really easy. Because remember, this is a Chalk Couture branded board, so this one is reusable. So if you did your mermaid and you're like, oh my gosh, she did not look like I thought she was going to look like, you can get one of our little board erasers and a little bit of water, done, and you never even knew it was there. So you can completely erase and redo your design if you decide that you don't like it. Okay, so there's lots of different reasons I like the Chalk Couture branded stuff. So all I'm going to do now is just go back in and kind of clean up some of the detail. All right, and you don't have to do this. I mean, you can just leave it the way it is. It's going to dry. She's going to be beautiful. I'm not too concerned about it. Right? So here's a little bit of blue over here I kind of want to pull out. All right, So lots and lots of different options. Now, if you love your design and you're like, I want this forever and ever and ever, you can put a finishing spray on it, but you don't even need that. If you're just going to leave it inside, you can definitely just hang it up as is. It takes maybe 5 minutes for it to dry. Okay, so there you have it. This is our beautiful mermaid. Always be a mermaid. I think she turned out really, really pretty. You like it, Jane?
It's kind of like my twin, except she doesn't have blue at the end of her hair.
Yeah. Like, you can get so fun with this. Like, there's so many different ways you could do this. But I love the creativity of it. But anyway, this mermaid design is available on my website. This board, this particular frame is not, but this is a 9x12. This is our Grayson style board. We do have our box frames, which are available, and we have our Aiden. The Aidens are really, really nice. Really, they're a little more pricier than these are. But these boards should be back in stock within the next couple weeks. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you want to learn how you can save 40% on all of your purchases, make sure you shoot me a message when you become a designer. You don't have to pay full price, which is super, super cool. And if you want special deals, make sure you're a member of my customer group. So just type group in the bottom. I think those of you watching, I think all of you are in my customer group. But if you're watching the replay, just type group and I'll make sure that you get the link, because I post specials and deals in there that are not going to be on my business page. So thanks for tuning in. I am going to go and clean up. Clean up is super easy. It's just a matter of taking the transfer with some water and one of our board erasers, cleans right up, let it air dry, put it on the backing, and it's good to go for the next use. And I'm going to clean up all my chalk paste. So, all right, you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.